so passionate about my spiritual path. I actually went and fucking had that shit marked on my body, like more than once, because I'm that passionate about it.
And we got
Because,
Jay back.
good deal.
Yeah.
Because like
Yep, there it goes.
it means more to me. It means more to me to have a conversation with Let me.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
So
No,
it
I
means
get you.
it means more to me to be able to have this conversation with people that I talk to on a weekly basis, because eventually, when I have to confront my brother, my grandmother, my uncle, and the people that, for the lack of a better word, I've lost communication with because of my own personal choices. At the same time, those personal choices mean something to me because I made those choices for a reason, and everything I do, I like to believe is primal. I like to believe that. That's
Fuck
what
me,
matters
man.
to me as being
We all have our own destinies. We all have our own path. And
What's
our
going
own,
on, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean,
yep. Okay, it's back. Okay.
and wherever we get that, strength from is where we get it from, and it's no one's position to say otherwise. You know what I mean?
And because he just said something about tattoo, Mary just scared the shit out of me. I just glanced in the background and she's there, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Mary's
But
always here.
I don't have my
I
tattoos yet, but I'm planning on getting Jormungandr wrapped around with its head on my hand. But right now, I have my Mjolnir for
have to
strength
say-
and protection,
Yeah.
and Jormungandr to represent Loki and his children.
Well, I need some kind of protection from those creepy eyes that Cody's giving us. Because, man, that's just them creepy eyes, man.
I know, you like the eyes, don't you?
I'm
You
like-
do. If they're catchy. Listen, when I was fucking with Jay earlier and I was like, I like my chili hot. Not only was I pulling that from an ICP reference, but come on, dude, the one eye in the dark, like who the fuck are you talking to right now?
That was so fucking creepy for a second there. But I also like my chili hot.
It's gonna be cold enough down here tomorrow. I'm thinking about
Oh
getting having chili
goddamn
for dinner.
hot. You can cook a hog's ass in a spoonful, Sierra.
All right, folks. I do apologize. I don't know what's going on with Streamlabs OBS. I've tried everything. I'm slowly giving up.
Mid-match, be right back.
Okay. Wait.
I
what?
know. It's like, at this point, we need to search and shop for a new broadcasting software. Because it's like, like I said, when I tried to stream Saturday and it fucked up and I was like this and I was like, ugh. Oh,
Well,
even
you're
when
on OBS. You're on OBS Studio.
I know, but still, like, overall, honestly, I'm seriously thinking it's optimum. They're not being very optimal.
I have issues with OBS myself sometimes, like where it just either crashes or it just makes so many issues on for my streams
Well,
lately.
for
That
me,
it's just annoying.
basically it's not transmitting the data out to broadcast back to restream because I use I'm like Jay. I do a multiple stream, multiple platforms. Not as many as him, but
Also,
I like
ladies
to,
and
but-
gentlemen, a big announcement. I was confirmed earlier before I got home today. jjlunfiltered is back.
Woo!
Oh,
What?
I was gonna say, are you getting the new flashlight?
We will be live at AggieCon 53?
It's
can't remember.
53.
AggieCon 53 live from the MSC in College Station, Texas this March, I believe. I will
You're a
give
March.
more details as they become available.
Let me know as soon as possible so that I can reserve.
I
time
obviously
to be
won't be
there.
able to go there because I'm in Iowa, where it's cold as fuck.
It's a dry cold.
It's an annoying cold. Sean, you work in newscasting, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Do you have any resources that you can recommend? Because I'm actually planning on doing true crime stuff on my streams.
That's a broad term.
I gave
Mostly
you the
like-
journalist toolbox. Did you not
Like
use
true
it?
crime,
Look at it?
murder, huh?
No,
I
they're
gave-
talking about other stuff. What's up with you?
What?
Sierra,
I-
what did you... JJ, I will murder your children. All right, Jay. Say what you got to say to Ella. I'll be
No,
patient.
I was telling Sierra that I gave her the journalist
Meanwhile, I've got 3 narcs.
toolbox.
No, I have those. I just
That
didn't know
has,
if there
like,
was
a ton
any
of
that he
links.
could recommend, like news-wise.
So are you just like
Like,
looking for like cold cases and whatnot?
Cold
or-
cases, true crime. Like I do plan on talking about my favorite case, which is Jack the Ripper. I plan on talking about like
Let's say they didn't have news back when Jimmy Ripper was a thing.
yeah, no, that one I'm going deep into like books and old newspapers.
Fair enough.
But things like Richard Ramirez,
I
Ron
would
Gacy, Ted Bundy.
for Richard Ramirez. I know he's in LA. I would definitely check out KTLA, LA Times. The biggest news source in that city, and I can help you kind of locate.
Awesome.
Like, I can tell you what
They
is
give me
the
a bunch of awesome tools to use. I just wanted to see if there's anything extra like a news person would recommend. 'Cause it's something I'm really passionate about. Like I even bought a fucking criminalistics textbook because I
Right.
wanted to read it.
the only thing I can offer that isn't just basically just researching articles from the website and finding out who would cover it and make sure they're reading all the coverage would be most stations. If you you'd have to pay, but you can get like a DVD or something or digital copy of their coverage, and which granted from personal experience, it's just going to be a surface level. Some people will probably go back and do more of a deeper dive, but
Come on, let me
local
get up
news will
Like
Just kinda-
with Richard Ramirez, I definitely do plan on doing deep dive for him because
Right.
his case is really interesting in the way that he wasn't given a snowball's chance in hell of being a normal person. With what
Yeah.
his relatives showed him, what he dealt with, experienced, and saw. That if he had a different environment, who knows? Maybe the Night Stalker never would have happened. It's a really good argument for nature versus nurture.
Right. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you straight up that most news stations would not go that deep into it.
Yeah,
So-
I'm hoping to go deep into it.
But-
Not only through like the textbooks, but one of my friends is actually studying to be a clinical psychologist. So I might get
Gotcha.
her in on it every so often and get her psychological perception of it.
Right. And I know
love learning how they
Uh,
tick.
I'm gonna switch gears for one second. That's just
I was
because
about to say something, Cody.
I know, but you know.
But let
go
him
ahead-
say
go
first,
ahead-
and then we'll
No,
switch.
yeah, I was gonna say, go ahead and say it because
I
I
have a
want
happy
to. I
phone.
want to ask you I want to ask you something. John. This is for you.
All right. Anyways, there is the Freedom of Information Act. You can pretty much file one of those with any of the police departments, and they'll give you the police. In theory, they'll give you the police report
Okay,
of
cool.
the crime, and that way you probably won't get quite crime photos, but you'll get what the cops observed, what the detectives found, the profile at the time, the profile after the fact. Like, yeah, so I would definitely look in the Freedom of Information Act and going about that with the police departments of the
Like
city
different-
of the crime,
yeah.
the city of the crime you want to cover, like Richard Ramirez going through the LA Police Department.
Like another one I'm
Or San
Another one
Francisco. I
actually
can't
was
remember which one it is.
who was the Golden State Killer.
Yeah.
Because in one of the podcasts that I listened to, where they talked about him,
Mhm.
something just struck me as so random and odd that I actually kind of laughed, like nervous, kind of like uncomfortable laugh, but at the same time, it was a kind of a really abnormal thing to hear. Was
Right.
that at one point, while he had his victims tied up, and he wasn't wearing pants,
Yeah.
I add that for a specific reason. This man walks into the kitchen, makes himself a sandwich, and I guess he either didn't know or didn't care that there was a kid in the house. This kid comes out to use the bathroom and just sees a half-naked man eating a sandwich in their hallway.
Well, he probably didn't care, nor did he want to recognize.
Did not care. But the fact that the kid just like looked at him and went back to his bedroom.
Yeah. Oh.
Like that's the random part that actually made me chuckle a little bit because I'm like thinking that kid just went fuck that.
Yeah, very much you can do that.
Yeah, there's not. But it's fucking just that random moment that got me. I'm just like, what the fuck made this guy tick like that? Cody, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember, do you?
I mean, I lost my train of thought, but I know that I remember I was intrigued because I heard conversations about serial killers, and then, I'm just being honest, I heard conversations about serial killers, and then I was gonna challenge Sean on something because I thought it was a really interesting thing that he and I talked about in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I lost my train of thought. I'll figure it out.
He'll get it. But no, like the
Come on.
most intriguing part of some of these cases is what made them tick. Why did they do this certain thing instead of this certain thing? Or like with BTK, when he send letters naming himself. Like you want a cool killer name. But the fuck, you don't name yourself first of all.
I'm down.
And the fact that oh god, who was the one that sent BTK is the one that sent the floppy disk, and said you can't trace this, right?
Or
was it him or was it someone else? I can't.
Well, that's somebody else because I think BTK was the one who got caught. Like, well, both him and Gold State just randomly got caught. It took a while to figure them out. BTK had a victim escape, I believe, and Golden State, it took forever.
Yeah, he only just recently got caught, like back in like 2018, 2019, around there.
Right.
Through DNA, through one of those DNA sites of all things, like 21andMe, Ancestry.com. Like, holy fucking shit! I want to do that not to hope that one of my family members might be a criminal or something, but because I want to know who my ancestors. But the fact that they can go in and find someone like that through just a DNA like test site. It's fucking wild.
Well,
like of all ways to catch him, that's how you catch him.
Yeah. If you give up your DNA, it's free game. It's not fruit of the poisonous tree. So he gave up his DNA free point. So what's up? Okay.
No, I picked you up. Oh shit.
All right, cool.
All right, I'm gonna go to the circle and revive him.
Okay.
He's also really interesting because that.
What?
Jump on the bike.
Zip on! It'll be fun! Crashes into a mountain.
Hey, come out to the coast. Some of the drinks, few laughs. Yeah.
Alan's reviving me.
One of the things that really confused me for a little bit was Ted Bundy. Like, he's not that attractive, but it's his confidence that attracted people to him. And it's so weird the way that works.
They were talking about that he was like demon possessed or something like that.
Oh, that's Son of Sam. Son of Sam thought he was possessed, or the dog was possessed by Satan and telling him to kill. It's just like, okay, buddy.
I mean,
and then I'm pretty sure that actually has come out that was a lie.
Yeah. Though I think didn't he get like diagnosed with schizophrenia at some?
Something like that. But you know, again, demons can come in different forms. I mean, just in the story, you know, Satan came as a snake to jump Adam and Eve to eat the food of knowledge.
Yeah.
So you know,
that's not far fetched either.
You know, so.
And with what with what goes on in the world that we don't even know how to explain, it's not. For me, out of the realm of the possibility that the dog could have been possessed. Do I actually think it was? No. I think he was fucking batshit crazy and a horrible person. But do I believe that an animal can be possessed? I mean, if a person can, why can't a dog or cat?
You don't have his repo card, Jay.
Fuck.
Right.
I've already been
There
revived.
He was
the
already
saying,
revived, remember?
from
Oh,
Alan
talking about,
revived me. I'm
you know,
dead again.
there was no limitation of, you know,
I'm dead again if you want it.
you know, what Lucifer was capable of doing, because you know his position in this world is to basically try to derail God's plan, which will, but you know,
He's basically like a child with daddy issues.
basically, well, he was envious of God's power and he wanted everything that God wanted, and that's not the way he was supposed to be.
I mean, there are some arguments that he was more angry that that God loved his creation, his humanity, more than his quote unquote children.
Well, they were archangels.
Yeah,
You
but a
know,
lot of people
you know
review
that-
him as like the father of the.
Hey.
Nephilim.
You know that
They were-
Lucifer was the archangel of worship.
Yeah,
They were Nephilim.
I thought that's very interesting. It's like,
but I mean, I know some of Satan's other names. One of them I remember means favorite son.
I'm gonna take that breaking point to stop y'all because I don't want to go into another 30-minute conversation about religion where I don't get an edgewise.
right,
Oh gotcha.
Son,
So I'm gonna stop that now.
Alright,
Sorry.
Son, Nephilim. Nephilim. Nephilim.
What the hell are you on about?
I'm just trying to help, bro.
Eh.
Look at me. Look at me and tell me I didn't just get your card while screaming Nephilim, bitch.
Oh, I'm looking at Jay.
Yeah.
Looking at Jay's ass.
Do what,
like I said,
Lobo?
but
I see you now. There you go.
like I said, back to the whole demon thing. Like I said, there's nothing written anywhere about where it says that he's limited by what kind of possession he can take. You know,
I know one
that's his
case that I
agenda is to
recently.
basically, you know.
I think one of the cases I recently heard was like Nanny Brown, Nanny something. I cannot think of her name, but she was basically like a Black Widow.
Yeah, that's weirdos.
But she killed her husband, but she also killed her mother, her grandchild, and a bunch of other people, and stole from them.
I know you were asking for me for a second, though.
Yep, man. Because, yeah, that kind of mindset for her, I think it's more of a narcissist, where she sees her family and her child and her grandmother as things holding her back from her initial goals. So that's why she jumps from she Black Widowed and cut ties. That way she's free to do whatever.
And like the interesting thing, people thought it was for the money because she took out life insurance policies, but she didn't give a shit about the money actually.
Yeah, because
She was like the jolly granny killer.
yeah, right. For her, it was more just
Shit.
a thing. Yeah, a thing that had to happen. Well, insurance was nothing.
Nanny Doss. She was called the Giggling Nanny, the Giggling Granny, the Jolly Black Widow,
The jiggling granny.
the Giggling.
Fucking fat bitch.
Giggling, not jiggling.
My bad. I like listen, I like jiggly girls. I'm not mad.
Hey, jiggly girls are awesome, okay? And I'm not just speaking because I'm saying that 'cause I'm one.
Get shot.
No, just to like try to mentally dissect a killer's brain.
Mm-hmm.
It's just intriguing and thrilling all at the same time to me. Also, did you know that human flesh weighs 8 pounds?
You know your brain weighs 8 pounds?
I didn't. Did you know that there's a significant
serious.
population of people that can't smell almond, so therefore are more easily poisoned by cyanide?
Yeah. But
So
yeah,
if
people
you
use
smell almonds, heads up, you might get poisoned and not know it.
people who mainly use arsenic because it's odorless and tasteless.
Yeah.
Well, it has a off taste, but you're gonna be like, hey, it sounds like it's
Right.
like if you're drinking like a fountain drink, you'd be like, oh, this must be like the bottom of the thing because it kind of tastes off. And then next thing you know, you're throwing up.
Yep. And I mean, cyanide is a really just like dosing people with arsenic and cyanide. It's an interesting way to kill somebody. Like there are so many other methods that you can choose and not get caught with. There's still a lot. I mean, a lot of people can get caught with poisoning people, but there are so many different methods. Why
Cody's in
that
the lobby.
particular one?
Yeah, sorry, I haven't looked at the Dead Space stuff yet, and I'm really intrigued. Alan's been talking a lot of shit about this.
Yeah. We're in the lobby, Alan.
Inferno Quest Pack? I want an Inferno Quest Pack.
Just like knowing that that's the one way they decided to kill someone, it's just why that particular way? Why not like this way or that way?
A lot of it they want them to die, make it look accidental, like people of old age. They want them to look like they had a heart attack, cardiac arrest. Just
But
all die of
a lot
old.
of other ways to get that effect too.
There are tons, but people
But-
just think that way.
But RSIC is more readily available.
Yeah.
Well, that, and you can make that shit from fucking almonds, man.
Yep. No, there's a thought process that they must go through when they're doing these things. It's just wild.
That's why FBI has a whole section for those profilers.
And some of the dumb ways people get caught just kill me too. Like, people buying books on how to poison someone.
What about this most recent motherfucker who straight Googled how to dismember a body, how to fucking hide evidence, fucking
know
blood and ammonia? You know, have you
What
guys
some
heard
of their
about this
thought
dude yet?
processes actually include when they do stupid shit like that.
This kind of reminds me of the story that Alfred was telling Bruce Wayne in Dark Knight.
Decapitated his wife.
Yeah, remember that story?
Oh yeah, about the watching the world burn.
He goes,
Yeah.
it was about this. It was a long time ago. I was in Burma. My friends and I were working for a local government. They were trying to buy the loyalty of the tribal leaders by bribing them with precious stones. But their caravans were being raided in a forest north of Rangoon by a bandit. So we went looking for the stones, but in 6 months, we never met anybody who traded with them. One day I saw a child playing with a ruby of the size of a tangerine. The bandit had been throwing them away, so why steal them? Well, because he thought it was a good sport, because some men aren't looking for anything logical like money. They can't be bought, bullied, and reason to negotiate with. Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Yeah.
And I believe that, a lot of these people who are just, going batshit crazy with this is that they got to the point where they just don't care.
You know, it's fucking crazy. It's Sean can vouch for this. 4 years before I fell off MySpace, that was my tagline. Some people just want to watch the world burn.
I think that was mine after a
I
bad
can
breakup
fucking
once.
see it in people. I listen. I'm unpredictable. I'm a fucking loose cannon. I know at the end of the day, look, I'm an alcoholic. I have issues. I don't really fucking care anymore. Like, it is what it is with me. But my point is, what I come down to is this: I fucking see it in other people.
Yeah.
And I know how to fix it in some people.
And
I
like,
know how to change their mind. And
did
all
you
I
know that
want
you
is-
walk past a serial killer at least once in a week?
Like,
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that theory. Yeah.
Like, all
Sorry,
I'm trying to
go
do-
ahead.
Or at least people who have thought of, of that kind of act.
What were you saying, Cody?
Look, all I'm trying to do is smoke weed, make music, and drink alcohol. Okay, like I'm not trying to do anything else but that. Like today is the first day that I've actually had at work where I actually felt like I was worth a shit. All right.
Ready up, Cody.
Hell
Look at
yeah,
that
bro.
term. I'm here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Yeah, that's basically that's
There
basically
you
where
go.
Cody's at.
Yeah.
Like,
That made me- the way you quoted that made me think of that.
that's just basically where I'm at in life, though. It's like, look, I know what I want. I want to do two things. I want to take care of her, and I want to fucking make money on my terms. And the only way I know how to do that is to keep fucking going forward with the path I ended 9 years ago, and I shouldn't have ended that.
I should make something to eat. I don't think I've eaten much today.
Hmm.
Did I eat today?
Like,
It would be nice if you did.
If you ask the question,
Yeah,
did I eat today, you probably didn't.
I should have
Here's
listened to
the question
Sean
I
when
asked
we were at
myself the
KX,
next
and
day.
I should have never fucking stayed in that relationship. I should have moved in with Sean and stayed living. When Sean moved out of the apartment, I should have moved in with Sean's mom.
I don't know if Sean's mom would have wanted that.
Yeah, she was kind of pissed at the both of y'all for a while.
I'm gonna point out that just sounded
yeah,
really fucking
fair.
weird on a whole other level.
You can move in with Jay.
Hell no.
I mean, I would.
Holy shit.
We're full up, man.
I would have definitely moved in with Jay if I knew that Jay could have like handled my shit. But I know Jay.
What do you eat, Jay?
Well,
So,
I think
Piece of pockets.
honest to God, I think if y'all got a big enough place where y'all had your own separate bedrooms and bathrooms, y'all could do it because y'all would basically would hardly interact. Y'all would just pay your rent, say, "Hey, Cody, what's up, Jason?" and then go to y'all's room, hang out. I think y'all would.
I know where you're coming from. Like,
Yeah.
respectfully wise, probably. I get that. But, like, I would have given him so much shit.
Yeah, oh yeah, we all
And
know
you know
that.
that. And you know that. Like, you know from experience of myself and how much I beat myself up, you know I would have given him shit along the way. Plain and
Yeah.
simple.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And to be fair, Jay was a lot more clingy back then, so he would have gone for it.
What are you eating,
But-
Jay? I can hear what Jay was saying.
Piece of pockets.
Pizza pockets.
He's eating
Pizza
a pizza
pocket.
pocket.
Hot
Yeah.
pockets.
He's eating that. He's eating that off-brand hot pocket, pizza pocket.
There is nothing wrong with the hot pocket. Bro, okay, listen. Do you guys remember? Okay, do you guys remember when we were working at KAGS and motherfucking Walgreens had those fucking like nice tacos, bro? And they were like mozzarella cheese and chicken, and that's all it was. And it was just all of its greasy goodness and glory. Oh my god. I was thinking about one of those. If I could grab one of those right fucking now, I'd probably have like a whole fucking like box of them bitches and eat them bitches for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
As a token northerner here, what?
All our convenience stores / I guess pharmacies, for lack of a better word, still frozen tacos.
Or they did at one point in time.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure most of them still there.
No,
Like a
actually, the Walgreens
No, like
that I remember and
meat
pick up
and
from
cheese.
now at
Okay.
College Station,
Choco
they
tacos at the
pretty
top.
much have taken out all of their cold frozen stuff. Like the whole refrigerator units are like practically fucking empty. Of course, that could
That
be
sucks.
Who?
Of course, that could be because of all the situation going on with all the fucking truckers right now.
Probably a little of both, because you know the truckers are like fuck everybody in their home label.
No, it's not about them fucking everybody. It's more like, you know, all these contractors and all these places that are like, you know, keeping them from going certain places and cutting their payouts. I was
Fair.
watching a video on something where this guy was like, you know, he was talking to a dispatcher and getting ready to take an order to go do a pickup and all this, and they were lowballing him like $1,200. You normally does, you know, runs for like $2,000. It's like they're undercutting all this, and then now they have certain states that are banning trucks that are older than 2010 cannot go into their states, and
California.
yeah, and some other places, and all these agricultural, you know, checkpoints, and
I have to ask this question: how is it not hilarious that California is quite literally fucking themselves with this 20? All diesel trucks have to be banned by 2024.
yeah, and it's like and all this and crazy.
Ooh.
In the meantime, they're still dealing with floods and fires.
Ah.
And it's like,
Man.
I don't know.
Ooh.
Crazy. I think they're all just waiting for that, you know, big one to happen. You know, the big earthquake that's supposed to, you know, happen.
So,
You mean when
funny you-
fucking Yellowstone collapses? I don't think that's gonna happen for a few thousand years. But it's on the way though. Like I'm not dumb. I know it's coming, but I'm just saying.
So, funny thing is, I was just listening to a podcast before I joined in, and they were talking about exactly that, the big one.
Yeah, remember back in the 90s, it was, we gotta prepare for the big one. It's gonna be sometime in the 21st century and the new millennium and blah blah blah, and then the Mayans calendar of the end of the world and all this. And and all these crazy wackos keep writing all these end of the world books that miraculously that they know the end date of the world because it was clearly written that no one knows the actual end date of the world. Like,
well, I have to say this. Like, I have to say this in a completely respectful sense. Okay.
mm,
Completely respectful, and I mean this in the best and worst of ways because I'm thinking about it in a few aspects of my own life.
okay.
How many times have you heard that same fucking story?
Too many.
It's about how I feel about it. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's
Well,
where I'm
no.
That's where
I
I'm
agree
at
with
with it.
you.
I'm
It's
gonna
too
leave it
many.
at that.
That's why every time I see these people talking about, oh, the inner world's gonna be this, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
No one
with
knows
that.
when the end of the world's gonna be.
It's like even before I became a reborn again Christian 4 years ago, it was like I'd still hear that and be like, get the fuck out of here. Like the whole 2012 thing, I was like, yeah. And then the next day when we all wake up and you're all gonna be still here, and I'm gonna be like, exactly, you fuckers. Exactly.
Oh, what about in the best ways? In the best ways, because like I remember it. Y2K, bro. Do you want? Do you like?
Mayan calendar.
Can I tell you guys where I was during Y2K? Can I tell you exactly where I was
Please
and how
do.
happy I was?
Go ahead.
Y2K, the year 2000, motherfuckers. I wasn't even in high school yet. I was still in fucking middle school, man.
I graduated that year.
I was in fucking middle school. I was still rocking with Jason, except Jason and I hadn't talked to each other in 2 years because I disappeared on his ass and he didn't know where the fuck I went.
It's true.
But
I hadn't even started dating my wife yet.
he said, he goes, this is true. Okay.
To me, it was just another Happy New Year. I mean, that's all it was to me. And,
I hadn't even met Sean at this point. Sean didn't even know me.
one of my biggest debates or arguments I get with people when they talk about, and especially coming on both perspectives from both atheists and these so-called Christians, they're always talking about, I believe we're living in the end times. I'm like, really? We are? Are you sure about it? And just recently, I had a conversation with someone about it, and they're talking about, end times, and he's like a really, heavy religious Baptist guy, and he's cool, but he just takes it a little too far sometimes. And he was like talking to me one day. He works at FedEx, and we were talking outside one day. We were waiting for dispatch, and he was like, "Do you believe?" He looks at me, goes, because he knows, where I am with things, and he's like, "Do you believe that we're living in the end times? I mean, with all this, and this." He says all these different things, and I look at him and go, "Do you really think we're living in the end times?" I go, "No, not really, but I think we're close, but no, not really." He goes, "Why?" I said, "Because if that was the case, my fucking ass wouldn't be here." He hadn't talked to him since. He's kind of shunned me because he asked why. I said, why? Because if the end times are here and the rapture already come, and me being a saved Christian, I'd have been gone, because we're not going to live through the rapture. Those who are saved can believe. He hated that ever since. I'm thinking, okay, you're a Baptist and you're mad at that.
That's
Bro,
something
if
stupid
a
to mad about.
Baptist... Nah, bro, but Baptist
Fuck!
is mad at that. Listen. There's only been...
Behind you, Alan. There's a bunch of people.
It's like he was trying to
and they're behind us. Damn.
Coming true.
Get on the gate.
This and this, and I mean, it kind of made sense. I was like, it's just a heavy conspiracy. A lot of those
I'm out.
people are like big, heavy on conspiracy. And I'm like,
It's you, Alan.
do I believe in
And
conspiracy?
there we go.
Exists? Do I believe in conspiracy exists? Yes, I do, but not to what some of these I'm seeing. Extremists. Yeah, I'm like, come on, y'all.
Cuckoo birds.
So that's always my comeback when people have throw the end times thing on me. I'm like, if that's the case, I'll be here.
Like, one thing that I can say. Fucking hell. And I cannot believe I'm about to say this. Conspiracy theorists, it's like the whole situation with 9/11. For a very long time, I believed it.
Yeah.
So
For a very long time, I did, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because there's half of that story that makes sense to me, and there's another half that doesn't.
So, speaking of like the rapture and whatnot,
Yeah.
I hid under my bed, right? And laid my clothes out on my bed like I had been in them.
Nice.
And my grandma, who's one of the toxic Christians, freaked out thinking that she missed the rapture.
Nice.
It was one of the best pranks I have ever pulled. And I'm still fucking proud to this day of it.
Yeah. Because when it
And
comes,
nope,
it's
I do not feel bad about it.
yeah, and it's like, when it happens, it comes, it's gonna be like that. It's gonna be so fast, no one's gonna see it. It's gonna be a blink of an eye.
Yo, if anybody's ever watched that motherfucking show on HBO, I'm sure Mark knows what I'm talking about. The whatever, like there's a show about people who didn't get taken during the rapture that was on HBO for a few years. That shit.
Oh!
I'm convinced.
You know the name of it?
Leftovers.
Thank you,
The
Sean.
Leftovers?
Yes.
I've heard about this.
Thank you. He got it. Listen, Mark, watch it. Just watch
Okay.
it. Just watch it and we'll talk about it. I'll tell you my opinion after we talk, because I want to be fair to you too.
Only 3 seasons, huh?
Yup, only 3 seasons.
Where's it streaming on now these days?
It should be on HBO Max.
Hulu.
That's
It's
it.
on Hulu.
There you go.
It's on Hulu. Because I have Hulu, man. Fuck that Netflix.
I said Netflix, but I was trying to say HBO Max.
Well, there was
like,
this other movie that I recently come across. Watched with HBO Max. I don't want HBO.
How do we all feel about this Netflix situation?
Wait, what's the Netflix situation?
Yeah, what's the
Where are
Netflix
we-
situation?
Where are we at on the Netflix situation? Like, okay.
What is the Netflix situation?
Netflix
How-
situation.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so Sierra, you're automatically excluded from this question. How many people in Texas are gonna let your boy mooch off their Netflix password?
Oh, I'll let you.
That's it. I don't even use it.
I don't even have an account right now.
Neither do I, fool. The only
I mean,
one
I have one, but it's not active because there ain't good shit on it no more.
The only one I have comes from her best friend, bro. Like, man, I need to watch TV more. I need to quit.
There
fucking
was,
around with you
what was
guys.
this other movie I've recently heard about, and I asked my brother about it. He goes, no, it was just Hollywood's way of, taking the rapture and turning it into a horror movie, and I can't remember what it was called.
Give
But
me
Okay,
a
that
behind-
sounds kind of good though.
No, not Left Behind. No, this was a really dark one where they literally took the biblical text of all the bad shit that was described in the Bible and basically multiplied it by 20 and made it horrific, like your worst nightmares. I mean, of course, when it does, it is going to be your worst nightmares, but they took it to extreme.
Marink.
Oh, God, what was the name of it? I was going to look at it, and I was like, and I totally lost all of it. I saw preview clips on it on TikTok. Go figure.
I'll have to look into it. I personally love
the remaining.
horror
I think
movies.
it's called the remaining. I think maybe. Yeah, the remaining. It came out in 2014.
That sounds like something I would actually watch.
I'm interested. So if I'm gonna be honest, like
It basically was a set scene where it was these young college kids or young kids. They were getting married. They got out of the wedding, but the celebration shattered by terrifying apocalyptic events, which forced them to re-examine their life choices. And it's basically take the Left Behind series and multiply it in horror by 50.
I thought you said horror, and I'm like, wait, no, he's saying horror.
Yeah,
Horror is such an
yeah,
annoying
horror.
word.
I know.
It is
So
so
it's like a
fucking
normal,
annoying.
typical day, and then all of a sudden, everything just goes crazy. The ice stuff, like all the events that are described in the beginning of the part of Revelation about the plagues, the ice, and all this, the seals, the trumpets, the horsemen, all that, the floods, all that.
Yeah.
bro, if the horsemen actually pop off, like I'm just gonna fucking lay down.
I'm throwing axes.
Like if the horsemen pop off, like there's no fucking getting around that, man.
Yeah, no, there's
God.
nothing that will be able to defeat what's coming. So
I'll throw axes at him till I die. I'll go
If
down
I
with a
see-
fight.
Oh,
Fireball!
in the scene
You
of one of
better
this movie, in the
hope.
scene of the movie, and I watched some of the clips on this movie, and one of the scenes where he's sitting there talking to
Gotcha.
this supposed pastor guy because they're hiding out in this church, and he's talking about like
I'm
they're
looking
showing all
for
these different
treasure.
things, all these evil things that are killing people, and they're like, "Is there anything we can do? Can we fight them?" He's like, "Nope."
But you can go out with a weapon in your hand.
It's like you're screwed. I mean, we're
Dick.
now these are like creatures and things that nothing on this earth can top it.
Yeah, but
Like-
you can still go down fighting.
All I'm gonna
It'll be
say,
much of a fight.
if the
Oh, fuck yeah.
horsemen, if I ever saw the fucking horse, if I ever saw a semblance of what reminded me of a horseman, and I mean any of the many definitions I know them as,
Yeah.
I'm
But-
texting Sean, and all I'm gonna say is, brother, I love you. I hope to see you on the other side.
Yeah. Like the Left Behind series,
In the barn.
Even with the new one and the old one with Kirk Cameron or Nicolas Cage in it, they made
Down.
it. They made it. They kind of like downsized some of the event to kind of make it easier and less dramatic for people to get all crazy about. Because, you know, I mean, just take your worst nightmare and just multiply it by 1,000,000 times, and that's the best way it was described in the book of Revelation was beyond your wildest, craziest imagination. That's about what it was going to be like. Nothing that we've ever seen or experienced is going to happen. So,
All I'm saying is I'll go out with a weapon in hand.
Hmm.
That way I can be ready for Ragnarok.
To the circle. Chris J alerted.
This will set it.
I almost put frozen food in my fucking cabinet.
Hey,
Fuck.
I did that a time or two. Like the other day, I was trying to put some fat cakes in the freezer.
yeah. Yes. Something that caught me recently in one of my
If I cut in and out, that's probably because I'm downstairs away from my computer.
because we were talking about, you know, all these different things that are going on, you know, what is a significant sign, what is considered, you know, this and this and this, and I was referred to Ephesians 6:12 is it talks about, for our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against the spiritual forces of evil. That's
AJ.
I kind of made me shiver when I read that, and I was like, yeah,
Hey, Sean.
okay.
Yeah.
So,
Hopefully that's just the boys.
Is there anything that you can send me that would probably intrigue me to read that a little bit further?
me?
No, Mark.
That was one.
That was Mark. No,
Yeah,
the
just-
other guy that sounds like Mark.
No, I'm sorry, y'all.
Just read it,
Wait a minute.
book of the book of
Progress.
Ephesians.
Progress report. Progress report.
Progress report, halfway there.
Progress report.
You're halfway there. Whoa. No,
Living on a
Ephesians.
prayer.
That's Ephesians, book of Ephesians, chapter 6. So,
Fuck, Alan. Everyone gets in the car but you. I
So-
don't fucking understand that.
there's different things that I've just been kind of looking at, reading, going back and looking at, and just kind of like, my brother's been kind of encouraging me to do a little more like historical study and fact study to certain things and more meaningful things rather than just the, well, I consider the general gospel, but the more of the in-depth stuff. And that's what I've been doing a lot in my studies. Almost to the point where my brother's trying to teach, he's basically trying to get me into the historical things of the Hebrew and Jewish culture.
Look,
Man,
I'll-
you think we got it bad here in America? Man, have you seen the 600 and something Jewish laws that they have to follow?
Look,
Ooh, yeah.
And supposedly if they break one, then the one of the countries, then it's game over for them.
Damn it.
And
I
you would be
did.
surprised
I ran
how
into a whole team on that roof where I died.
you look at them and compare them to the common of Western American life versus them. Shit. On average, average American at the age between 20 and 45, I think my brother said, you've already broken half those motherfuckers.
hell yeah. But look, at the same
You know?
time, at the
So it's
same
like,
time, I'm
luckily
gonna
we're not following the old Jewish traditional law of the old days because now we're into the New
Only
Testament. So
10
it's like,
commandment that I haven't broken
Oh.
is taking someone's life.
I will say this, and completely out of nothing but respect and like
Mhm.
love. From what I know on a completely secular sense,
mhm.
the New Testament. You like how I put the S on that because I'm not sure which one. The New Testaments.
There's plenty of them, but yeah, but
Thank you. At least
There's
you
lots
know
of
where
books in
I'm
there.
about- at least you know where I'm coming from when I say that.
Damn
I'm
it.
trying to preface the fact that I'm
Damn.
not very well versed.
Yeah.
I'm out, boys.
Oh yeah. Oh, are you leaving, Sean?
Yeah.
Well,
We
it's
can't
almost
leave us.
11, it's almost 11 o'clock. I can see it.
Yeah,
And
I
you're
know.
probably
I
tired of hearing
probably got. Yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to get on a trend.
Back
with
to
this, but,
lobby.
yeah, just-
To the lobby.
Night, John.
Let's
Night.
the lobby.
Thanks for the help.
You
No
know how
problem.
you know how I know Sean's not putting up with this bullshit is because Alan hasn't said a goddamn word since he's been here.
We can't even get a word in edgewise. Y'all
No.
fuckers.
Sorry, guys. I talk a lot.
And you,
Kind of my
Cody.
job.
No, we're six. I know.
It's kind of my job to talk, so.
Fair enough.
This
Cody always talks, whether
Oh,
you like
yeah.
him to or not.
I'm
Sorry, Alan.
I guess Cody, you and I are gonna have to get together. You and I are gonna have to get together and do a podcast or something.
Dude, I'm interested. I'm sorry, but this is the type of shit that interests me.
Because the guy in purple over there, you know, I'm
Get you
trying
guys
to get
in
into
on one of my
podcast, but
episodes.
he hasn't called me back.
Anyway, sorry, Sean. I didn't mean to be a dick.
It's all right.
Sorry, Sean. Sorry, Alan.
No, fuck
Once
you,
I start
Alan.
going, I
Sorry,
can't
dude.
stop.
No, fuck that. No, you know how come Alan isn't getting us sorry in this situation is because Alan's punk ass, and he's probably not even listening to me right now. I have never, ever showed up to Mark, Sierra, or Sean's house, fucked up on acid,
Yep.
Please
2
don't.
o'clock in the morning,
Yep.
laying
don't.
on his sofa.
Yep.
I was gonna say, please don't, because you might get shot. My wife might shoot you.
The story's not over. Laying on his sofa just to wake up the next morning and say, dude, the dream I had about you was so fucked up, I thought you died and were ripped in half.
What the fuck?
Acid fucked you up?
Shit.
Hmm.
Sean already knows where it came from. But as long as, like, acid's a hell of a drug. I'll
Tell
never
you
do
what,
that again.
it's too
Never
bad.
do that shit. I've only done it once, and I was a fucking teenager. I'm 36. I'm never doing that shit again, man.
Tell you what, too bad Jamie wasn't a night owl, because boy, she would love to be playing Fortnite with y'all, because she is kick ass in this game.
I'll have to get Sean and you, Mark, on one of my streams when I start up the true crime stuff.
Okay. But no,
Yeah.
You too, Cody, if you want
we
to.
definitely need to do some kind of podcast together, and maybe we'll invite the guy in purple over there.
Yeah, criminal justice was going to be my major if I completed college.
I remembered, Sean, do you know that
Just
until
love
this
that
day,
expression.
until this day, Sean, I
Mhm.
fucking love you for that because every time I talk about true crime or anything, you're the first person I think of.
I love the fact that this live voice versus his stream is like 15 seconds off, so it gives me time to say what I say and then watch and wait for his response. Oh, he's mashing the keypad hard on his phone now. He's probably texting, cussing me out. Fuck you, motherfucker, fuck you.
Anyways,
Shit.
Jay.
Yes, Sean.
Jay.
Wait a
Yes,
minute,
sir.
Jay.
Do you have your middle
Jay.
finger up?
Yes.
Jay, I'm adding to this, Jason. I'm adding to Sean.
Oh
All
my
right.
Same.
Okay.
Jay.
Yes.
Jason Jones.
Yes.
Jason Jones.
Yes.
Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Are you mentally prepared
Probably not, but go
Oh.
ahead.
for this jelly?
Do it, Sean. I'm ready for it. Fucking
I'm
ready for it,
ready.
man.
Jay,
Mhm.
Jay.
in end of February, early March.
Wait, what?
Why you gotta be
Wait, what?
leaving me on a cliffhanger like
What?
that, man?
What? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I have to ask. Did that have as big of an impact as I wanted it to?
It did. I just couldn't actually join in on that part because I'm down in my kitchen.
Yeah, Jay was like, how can you leave me on a cliffhanger like that? Poor Jay was like, what the fuck, man?
All right, I was just trying to be a dick because Sean does it all the time, and I just wanted to be a part of the party.
Once you joined in, I was like, okay, this is kind of fun. I'm joining it now.
And then when y'all left, I was like, I even had you in. I was like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
That
I'm a
was-
little glad I didn't actually wasn't able to actually leave. Cause he.
Hey, as long as you heard Jason's reaction, at the end of the day, it's
Yeah.
all about Jay's reaction. Like, I give a damn about anybody but Jason and his
I know.
reaction.
One of these days, I'm gonna clip all his reactions and make a clip it out of it.
You should make. Oh, hold on. Hey, okay, how do you guys feel about karaoke?
I fucking love it.
I know. Ask Jay.
You
I
know
used to
my
go to
obvious
karaoke
answer for
every.
Jason, that is not a question directed toward you. Let me just rephrase what the fuck I was about to say, okay? Jason, that is not directed toward you. Alan already knows my stance on karaoke because I saw him like a year ago. He knows where the fuck I'm at on karaoke. Sierra and Mark, how do you feel about karaoke?
I fucking love it.
Well, if I could ever find the time to do it again, I would.
All right.
I used to go every Saturday night.
When I wasn't working,
Till COVID.
What I didn't have, before COVID, when I wasn't working Saturdays, when I was a Monday through Friday, delivery guy, I used to ask Jay. I used to meet him over at Poets all the time.
All right, so like so Cody's thing. What I'm trying to do. Oh, I heard somebody leaving Fortnite.
Because I was always trying to up one on his karaoke. Like Chris would intentionally make him do his song first and then do mine right after it. And I'd always try to up him on his song.
Hey, look.
It was kind of a challenge for a while.
Jay is the reason why I got back into karaoke, if I'm being honest. But before I go down that road, I'm gonna say this.
Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
What
was that?
Okay, my headset.
I can hear you now. It depends on when you were talking.
Yeah, no, I'm still downstairs, so my connection with my wireless headset isn't as great. But I did want to ask, what is everybody's go-to karaoke song? Like the one you always sing?
Jay, what was that one I always did? What was my opener?
I don't even remember.
You don't always have to fuck her hard.
Damn, you can.
That's one of those that I would sing.
Or he would do Satchmo, or he would do
Look, Jay,
New York.
What a Wonderful World.
Whenever Jay, oh my gosh. Okay, you know what, Jay? Correction. I'm gonna reverse what I was about to say.
I'm gonna have to sing for one of y'all one day.
Jay,
I'm thinking on it. Hold on.
With Jay, when I went to Poets, listen, okay. You know what? I'm about to get real. No, you know what? Hold up.
Well, I started off doing "Hey Jealousy" by Gin Blossoms.
Yeah,
that was always my first one.
Mine is "Sound of Madness" by Shinedown.
And then and then after that, I followed up with "Here's Gone" by the Goo Goo Dolls.
It was either "Sound of Madness."
Wait,
actually, these are two I did all the time.
I think I wrote a list in my notepad somewhere. I had a list in my notepad once while I was doing all this.
Like my go-to songs were "Sound of Madness" by Shinedown and "Wanted Dead or Alive" by Bon Jovi.
Oh, here we go. Hysteria, Working for the Weekend, Working for the Weekend, Burning for You, and then it was Shut Up and Dance, and then people would love it. I swear I was hoping people were going to buy me drinks when I did You Give Love a Bad Name. Well, I poured myself into that one.
When I wake Tony up and my neighbors, I would totally belt out with that one right now. Oh, I don't.
Or here's Gone. Yeah. I sad. Look, I actually had a list between 80s and 90s.
Okay, Cody.
That or Not Ready to Make Nice.
All right, this is how much karaoke means. This is how much karaoke means to me, and I'm saying this from a completely real progress report.
Like there's anything different than you being real.
All right. And I have to go to work.
Ouch.
Like, I have to fucking go to work. But my point is this. My boy Jason here.
Ouch. Ouch.
I have always consistently been in a karaoke room with Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Jones, can you confirm this?
Yes.
Okay. So, I will say this. There were a few things that genuinely made me a happy man. And that's when I got to sing karaoke. There are two times in my life where Jason has been there in the worst absolute possible scenario, but managed to help me through it, and he didn't even realize that. And I actually still have the picture on Instagram until this day.
Karaoke for me for a long time was an escape and release. Because my household life was not pleasant. I was constantly being abused by my grandparents, by my sister, and so on.
Kenya was my year for karaoke too. I used to ask Jay. I used to go over there all the time, Saturday night or Friday nights.
The one song that always gave it away when I was going through something was "Not Ready to Make Nice." Because I would put so much heart into that. People were just like, "Are you doing okay, honey?"
I'm surprised Jay didn't pick up on my "Here Is Gone" by the Google Dolls.
Plus, with me, I've been told that I have the perfect voice for country.
Because at the time, my wife and I were going through some issues.
Have you heard of Lainey Wilson?
I'm not a big country fan, so being told I have a good voice for country is really funny to me.
I mean, like, I'm not either. Like, I'm a metalhead at heart, but that doesn't mean I didn't grow up in Texas at the end of the fucking day, man.
Jay and I did a few duets.
But I know where you're coming from. I know exactly where you're coming from. It's like, it's not your preferred choice to hear.
Yeah, but,
What was that one we always did, 500 Miles by the Proclaimers, Jay?
Oh my god, don't you even start that one. I swear to fucking god, I will screech like a banshee. I
500 miles.
I swear to god, I will scream like a banshee. I don't care if the cops get called on me.
I'm gonna be.
I have the utmost hatred for that song.
I love it because it references back to that TV series How I Met Your Mother in his Furo. You got the tape got stuck.
Yeah, but the grocery store where I used to work, that was every 5 songs.
I had this friend one time. He was calling into this call center a long time ago, and he was put on hold for so long that he literally learned the words to "Tempted by the Fruit of Another" by Squeeze.
Yes.
By the time he got to the agent, he was singing the song to her.
Yes.
Tempted by the fruit of another.
And so sometimes I would taunt him, and I would he would hang out with me, and I would start turning that song on intentionally in the car. And he'd be like, I'm gonna punch you in the nuts.
Fucking punch you in the nuts, bitch. That's me. Like every morning I wake up and I'm like, Cody, if you do not get your ass on the phone, I'm gonna punch you in the nuts.
And then I did a few Eagles songs. I mean, there's a little different varieties I did. It was just about the feel of the room. I was trying to get the feel of the people in the audience, trying to get them to rev up or buy me a drink or something,
No, I know what you mean. Like, dude, that's why I played, Jason. What was it?
But the Bon Jovi thing was the biggest one for me.
Oh, yeah. Wanted Dead or Alive.
I did consistently.
Other one.
Johnny.
Yeah, no, I was about to say.
Bodies by
whenever
Johnny.
Whenever I requested that song on the lineup for me, my karaoke dude that I was actually friends with because he was there for my 21st by complete accident, but we became friends because of it. And he goes, "Hey, nothing wrong with a little bit of a BJ."
What was your favorite, Jay? What's your favorite all-time karaoke song?
I really don't know, honestly.
I need to ask Chris.
I need to ask Chris too. Like, I would be willing to ask her because she has that shit on her computer.
I remember sometimes she would, he would say to her, "Hey, just put something random for me." I was listening. He would do it. She would do it.
Oh, I do that every week now.
I know. I need to get back up to Murphy's with you.
Going, Jay? You just left the fucking room and shit?
I was trying to tell you I'm gonna go play some Overwatch real quick before I go off the air.
And
Underwatch.
I haven't heard from Alan in like an hour. Like, I know we've been talking and shit, but Alan hasn't said a goddamn thing.
I was eating a parfait waiting for somebody to play Fortnite.
You motherfucker. I cannot fucking
speaks.
with you right now.
For some reason, I was just referencing that to that. God, what was the name of those guys that's on TikTok and YouTube? One time they were all in a Discord lobby. The guy was gonna leave, and then he accidentally stayed in the room, and he started unbuckling his pants. They're like,
Exactly
dude,
what
your
you're
mic's
talking
on.
about.
No,
And he turns on his Bluetooth speaker.
Okay, so I've had this idea. I've had this idea for a while, and I'm gonna ask the four of you in this chat because I don't let my ideas out that often.
Breaking me down just builds me up.
Unless they're farts, burps, or I puke somewhere. I don't let my ideas out that often.
Concerning list, but okay.
Hey, look. Weight loss surgery has played a number on your boy. He's almost 40. Alright, I'm here. At least I'm alive. For now.
Is he turning 40 again?
Huh?
Is he turning 40?
He's not turning 40 yet, no.
5
when?
years.
5 years? Okay.
No, wait. I lied. Give me 4 years.
4 years? Okay. Yeah, 'cause I'm already ahead of you, dude. I'm at 41.
Hey,
My wife. You see my wife? She's 42.
Dude, my brother. See, motherfucker, look, you got me.
And half the people I work with in this building, I've been in this building for 7 years, and to this day, they're still convinced that I rock the cradle, that my wife is still way younger than me. And I'm like, dude, she's just that good looking, I guess, but she's older than me. I swear. I've even told them her date of birth, and they're like, no way, you're making that shit up.
So how old are you, Mark?
I'm 41. 41.
Gone with the wind.
Okay, I'm pretty sure my brother's 43. He's 6 years older than me, right?
Yeah.
That's not to downplay the fact that you're 41. If anything, you should feel proud of what I'm about to say.
I'll try. Go ahead.
My blood brother, no, that's not even the right word. My maternal brother, maternal brother.
I'm confused as to where that one's going.
Is 43 years old. Okay? You ready for this?
Yeah.
That was hot.
Now, Jason and Ellen, I haven't even told them this part, but this is news to them too. This is how fucking pumped up I feel because I kind of have an idea that's gonna play into a few things that I've heard tonight. So just shut the fuck up and listen to what Cody's gonna say for like 10 minutes and you'll be alright. And you can tell me yes or no after that. I'm not gonna be hurt because I'm talking shit. But
Okay.
Enemy over here. I see an enemy.
my maternal brother is 6 years older than me. I grew up with him. He has not spoken a word to me since Katrina. And that one word that he said to me was, I don't want anyone to know that our mother is my mother. Alright. Cool. So let's take into consideration that might be the only time I might have actually decided to really be hurt by some fucking stupid shit that you said, alright? Alright. Let's fast forward a few more years after Katrina, where I swallowed that pill out of respect for the fact that you were my maternal brother and my mother wanted that. Let's just pretend I'd let that go. When your wife said that the only person that's ever been there for him was his great uncle.
We're in this together. All of
His
us.
fucking wife said that.
Follow my lead. I'll make sure this
Not
goes
knowing
smoothly.
that I flew my fucking ass back from Ohio a full week early because my brother was in the fucking hospital because his intestines were being pulled out of him because of a goddamn horse accident.
Oh.
Right? Let's not take into consideration the fact that when your fucking little brother was 26 and trying and all but begging you to have a fucking relationship with your nephew, you
Can't change the world by following all the rules.
6 years, right?
Wow.
5, 4,
Okay.
3, 2,
Let me reverse this story,
attack commencing.
and I think this will put Cody in perspective for everybody. Like,
Keep it
hope
moving.
the best way, but quite honestly, I'm a dick, so we'll see what happens.
I will slap you.
But my paternal brother, who I'm closer in age with by 3 years,
Come on, Vivian. Get yourself together.
he's 39, 36. Okay. My
Sigma's overwhelmed.
brother. I've only just recently met, and I mean, as of this year,
Wow.
met my paternal brother. One,
Hitting the ground running.
because there were 3 of us. And I didn't know that until this
I
year.
axed her. I axed their mercy.
My maternal brother
What?
denies
I
me.
axed their mercy and killed her.
My second oldest brother, my paternal brother, killed himself because of a failed
Keep
marriage.
it moving.
That means there's 2 of us left.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear
Not
that.
so fast.
No, listen. If I'm going to war with anybody, if I have to fucking fight a battle with anybody, it's going to be with Wesley. Because me and Wesley are only different by 3 years. There's only 2 other things that make me and Wesley different. There's only 2. I'm a lot more stubborn and headstrong than Wesley. And I'm straight. That's the only thing that makes me and him different. And I cannot begin to tell you the emotional roller coaster of a conversation I had with this man. We talked for hours.
Woo!
And when I tell you that our stories, if my middle brother Gary would not have taken his life,
They
all
hacked.
3 brothers on my father's side would still be alive. My paternal brother, my dad, my uncle. Like, this is some shit that I have not brought up, talked to. No one fucking knows any of this.
Take him to the wasteland.
The only person that knows this is the woman that's sitting behind me, and the woman that I call every fucking day and call her my mom. So only 2 people who know that part about me. And guess what? I would go to war with my father and my brother Wesley right now.
Push the payload. Yes.
And that's like, to me, I once
I'm
thought
switching.
that my loyalties lied somewhere different, but when I start to, these people barely know me. But what they do know of me is the things that I'm most embarrassed about.
Going in.
Joel. Hello. You scared me.
And like, here the fuck I am.
Hey, Cody.
What up, Tika?
Okay.
How you
What's
doing?
up?
Oh,
Doing
my
good.
titty.
Say hi, Jay.
I hit my titty with the punch.
Hey, Angel.
Oh, that's not good.
Fucking hurts.
Oh, it's 11:15. I should go to bed. Oh, well, Tuesdays aren't that bad, but still.
I'm here.
Keep protecting y'all.
Well, hey, Ian, aren't you through all the bullshit rush of fucking holidays and shit?
Well, here's a funny story about that. I haven't talked to you in
I'm moving the payload.
Technically, yeah. I mean, obviously.
I mean, it's January 23rd, sir. I would be willing. You know what? I'm gonna let you have that one.
Okay. So, anyway, the week of Christmas, is usually our biggest rush, and I was dead as shit. I was like, when peak first started, because our peak season is pretty much 6 weeks from Thanksgiving to Christmas and New Year's, basically, the whole part. The first 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, yeah, it was a hard, mad rush. It was like 140 stops, 100 stops, 100 stops, 100 stops, right? The week of Christmas, I shit you not, something happened. I don't know if maybe Jay stole all the presents or what, but I went from 100 stops a day. I went from 120 average to 65, and then the week after that it was 70. And those last 2 weeks of the season was Christmas week and New Year's week. they're supposed to be our week of hells. So the first 2 weeks and the last 2 weeks are the worst. The middle two, kind of medium. But this year, it died like a week before Christmas. So the last 3 weeks, it was like, what the fuck happened? Now all of a sudden, just this last week, they decided to, stick it up our ass. No lube.
Yeah.
Like today, I had
You
140.
guys had a huge influx.
Yep.
I mean,
you're
it's like,
good
okay,
too.
today I had 140 stops. Tomorrow I'm gonna have 60. That tells you anything. Mondays and Thursdays are the shit days.
I mean,
It's so fucking random.
I know, but with the
and it-
economy catching up the way it is now, and
Yeah, I was just like, dude, you took the words out of my fucking mouth.
so everybody is like broke. Like the standard people who aren't being affected by a lot of this shit.
junk is
minus the whole
what's low.
egg carton crisis thing. We'll talk about that later.
Fucking chicken.
Everybody is like,
They pushed
this
them
is the time of year
forward.
when everybody's paying off those bills and credit card bills from holidays and all that. So
Let's
it's
go.
typical.
Oh yeah, dude, I paid 3 credit card bills. I just paid one off. I'm so excited I get to put the extra
Yeah, I mean-
23 to another card.
I
Like,
mean, and I can finally say, in many of years, I'm actually in that category.
They
of that
really
where
don't
I'm
like
paying
me.
off some of my debt, not necessarily credit card debt, but just debt in general. I've been paying off. In fact,
yeah,
by the
like,
time we get our tax return, I'll have out of the 6 accounts that I'm trying to get paid off. I'm down to 4 now. By the time we get the tax return, I'll have 2.
hey, let's not even talk about taxes, because
No, God, I don't know, because
I didn't fuck with taxes last year, and I owed $1,400. I don't know what's about to happen this year, and I didn't.
this year I can assure you it's gonna get fucked. Because let me tell you, I've already got my return in. My wife started working, so she got her return in from both her other jobs and her Social Security. Of course, she doesn't have to file her Social Security because it's not taxable, so she doesn't have to file it. But anyway, our tax return went from when I put mine in $2,900, and now it's sitting at $400 fucking dollars. What the fuck?
Wow.
School district did not take enough
Dead.
tax out, or something, or they didn't claim her dependency right. Because I already claimed Michael
They
as a
need healing.
dependent, so. But she can. But I also claimed head of the household, and it still didn't make a fucking difference.
But dude,
So
the way that tax laws have been changing over the last few years,
I'm here.
like dude, there's fucking who knows if I file to this year, like if I file, like I'm not gonna fucking file. When I file this fucking year,
Yeah.
who's to say I even still owe $1,400? Right?
Dude.
Like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get raised. Like,
IRS is
and
so
like I
behind.
mean that financially, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Look,
Oh, yeah,
IRS is so
receipts.
fucking behind. I ain't funny.
Yeah.
Okay, like let me put it this way. I think it was
Entering and
2003,
leaving
2004.
every
Jan and I
time.
forgot to file taxes completely, and we had both had full-time jobs. Okay, so we got them, but we just totally forgot about it. Okay, in 2015, I received a letter from the IRS telling me that I needed to file my 2003 taxes. So that tells you how fucking far
I
backed
feel
up
like
they
I've
are.
seen that person before too.
I mean,
I'm not even mad
they,
at that.
they stay they stay concurrent with the current people who are paying their taxes and getting refunds back. But as far as their backlog for people who are evading or not paying or who haven't filed, yeah, their backlog is like 10 fucking years. And with all this recent activity that's happened with the shutdown and the IRS and the debt ceiling hitting beyond
me
the debt
too.
ceiling,
Remember,
it's like
we did
they're already
that.
talking about laying off government employees already. They were talking about making
I
extreme
put,
measures. We finally
I have
hit
a
that
bad
point to the
memory.
deficit where
I have
it's
a
like
horrible memory,
we're
actually.
fucked.
Ah.
Which we saw coming for fucking decades.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even
Yeah, we
when
knew.
we were in school, bro, like we saw.
I mean,
shit
it didn't matter which party was in play. We already knew we were going to be fucked by I think they originally quoted 2028, and then they revised it to 24. Well, apparently we hit a leap year and it happened this year.
That's the whole fucking. Bro.
Yeah.
Listen.
And they predicted this back in 2012, I believe it was. This report came out.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, Mark.
I remember
bro,
reading
bro,
about it, and
bro.
my brother and I read about it, and we're like, yeah, just watch. It's probably going to be sooner.
Dude, we like
Yeah.
financially.
I'm gonna
like,
switch over to Mercy.
I'm gonna put it to you this way.
Hey, Domino.
And listen, I'm not trying to justify a goddamn by any means.
Of course.
I'll be
But
behind
there's a
you.
reason why I'm as loose cannon as I am. Is because
Sir,
anything's fucking possible.
That's a
We have-
bra.
We
Right.
have literally, we're back in the closest thing to the Wild Wild West that we can get.
Yeah.
How did you get that again?
I'm ahead of you now.
Here's where I'm at.
The cat stole my bra.
Music oversaturated. Movies oversaturated. Finance oversaturated. Real estate very much oversaturated. That's what happened with the pandemic. Fuck.
I know.
Cars oversaturated. Hold on. Wait a minute. You mean 5 of the most profitable fucking industries in America are oversaturated right now? But let's draw this back. Let's talk about people who are in the millennial generation, who are in the not even in the millennial generation. I'm gonna say let's talk about the people who are just shy of being inside and outside of us. Right?
Here they come
Born in
again.
86. You know where the fuck I fall, and I don't have to fucking say that.
Yeah.
But
Oh no.
Gen X with me.
I have been saying for years, our fucking system is broken.
Oh,
yeah, no
I'm
shit.
telling you this.
my bird eye predicted that Social Security is going to fail by 2030.
Look,
They're
I
all
hate to
here.
admit
They're all
this,
here.
but I can already see it because my own fucking
Not
mother.
everyone. Somebody's here.
She's in her 60s.
Mm-hmm.
My
I
grandfather.
thought that was your fire
on
to
my
hold.
mother's side is in.
Or
is in
one
his
of
80s.
our fire to hold.
My grandfather on my father's side just passed away at the age of 86. I can only.
I said
hope
they're
I'm
right
that
here,
lucky
all in
because
front.
All things considered, I got a 50-50 shot at living past
This
fucking 60.
roadhog.
Yeah.
But like,
Okay.
when
I
it,
know.
when it comes down to it, I literally see this.
Yeah, I mean, my
I'll
wife's
push
already
him
starting
back.
to draw her own 401k. I already got my own portfolio going. It's like,
I punched the
'cause my dad's
junkrat.
always talking
I
about,
punched the
you're not gonna be
junkrat.
able to rely on Social Security. I'm like, Dad, by the time I retire, it's gonna be not even there. There's not even gonna be a treasury.
No, like literally all that's fucking gonna be there is our fucking dollar backed by debt. And if this is a big if, but it's still an if nonetheless. If the authoritarian governments and countries that are getting backed by BRICS has anything to do with it, our dollar's gonna denominate and we're gonna be even more fucked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you say that like we're not all
he's
He's
like,
to the right.
He's like,
In
go
the
and do
house.
this. I'm like, dude,
There.
what's gonna end up happening is especially if we hit a really big spike in the next couple of years.
Which we're on track to fucking hit.
Yeah, it's gonna be the railroad that's
Wanna
gonna
see
end up,
something?
buying out the fucking government because they got all the fucking money in the world. I mean, they're actually more richer than Bill Gates or any of the other rich motherfuckers.
And
I
people
thought that
wonder
would
why
have
I'm
at
just
least
sitting
got
here
the
just holding
mercy.
on to
I mean,
my ass because
The
I'm
railroad
trying-
company, I talked to these guys. I mean, they have their own government railroad.
He
They're
did.
their own government. They don't draw off the general 401k from the government. They have their own plan. So if tomorrow the stock market crashed or in financial economics went to a complete shit and flush with no toilet paper, okay, the railroad company would be able to bail out.
You know who else?
Geek
though?
dead.
But do you know who else?
Wait,
The
no?
original fire
Oh,
departments and
sorry.
police stations.
I thought I got her.
The ones that still hold pensions for their employees, which is not very many. But
And
the
even-
bigger one, they still do. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying
We
and
win.
I'm not, that's
Yeah, we still win.
that's not a promotion in any way, shape, or form. It's an honest fucking.
I was
fact.
on the payload.
Yeah. And then after that, and just to hold interest on it, they would have to consult with the cartels or the drug people because, back in 2008, a lot of the bailouts of the things God originated through cartel money.
Do you know that right now, at this very moment in time, that your boy, even though I'm not on the verge of financial ruin just yet, I have actually considered going back to selling drugs.
Well, people are doing feet pics and OnlyFans is blooming. I mean,
Hey, one of my friends sits on cupcakes on
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
I remember you telling me that last time.
Yep.
So we need to
I'm
come up with a grand idea, and
I'm not, and listen, I'm not saying this as a glorification type of situation. I'm saying this because when I was 16, my mom busted me for selling Ritalin in high school because I was trying to help with the bills. I did that shit. And I didn't, and because my mom caught me. My mother
Yeah.
The man who was raised by his mother caught him selling Ritalin at $20 a fucking pop in high school.
Hey, yeah.
I could have been busted with a felony then.
Right.
Fast forward to the fact that I'm in my late 20s and I'm pushing marijuana all across fucking Brazos Valley. Like Sean and Jay will fucking tell you. I was up all hours of the night, not because I was out delivering fucking marijuana and shrooms and fucking everything you can imagine. I was getting paid as a runner. To supplement the income that I was making $60K a year. And I was still not making it on my own because of the situation that I was in. And I'm not saying it's anyone's fault. I'm not blaming anybody.
Right.
But as a proud person, I did what I had to do to get by.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, shit. I mean, just alone, my wife and I are together, we're barely pulling $55K a year, and it's like, yeah. And unfortunately, with this e-comedy doing the way it's doing right now, it's like,
comedy.
Like,
yeah, the e-comedy. That's exactly what it's called.
Right? E-comedy central. It's CJ. It's all their fault. Anyway, no. It seems like in the last 6 months of 2022, I felt like I was living minimum wage because I had to incur debt to keep myself afloat.
Yep.
Otherwise, I would have drowned it.
But remember.
Right now, I'm somewhere between the deep and the shallow end. I'm in the middle.
No, you're doing just fine. You know why?
I got the little floaty ducks on. You know.
You're doing it. You're doing exactly what the capitalist country that we live in needs you to do because our dollar's backed by debt.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you're in debt, like, and I'm serious. I read this shit that the most wealthiest people in the world are backed by the debt that they're in.
Yeah. I mean.
And I'm just gonna be honest with you and say this. I would rather die being $30,000 in debt than being $1 million in debt.
Yeah.
Because at least I know that either way, depending on what spiritual denomination you're in, I'm either going straight to heaven or I'm going straight to hell and making my way back. I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, at this point, Christians, blasphemy debt for the most part.
Hmm.
For the most part, if I remember correctly, you can't go to heaven because of like the debt and shit like that. That's some old school shit I remember hearing. But
the whole tithe thing. Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
All right, well, at least you know where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that's the whole monetary thing that a lot of prosperity churches do, and that's how people get hurt. That's how people are getting so divided up. Yeah.
All that matters is that I didn't even have to explain it.
Yeah.
That's literally what matters.
Oh, believe. Like I said, I've been on top of a lot of things lately between the different religious doctrinal studies and historical things. I'm in my uppity. Yeah. My brother's been at me about different studies and this, and he's been keeping me to a point where I'm ready for him to start sending me daily lesson plans.
Hey, look, why do you think I married a teacher, man?
I mean, he's kind of been a mentor for me a little bit, and I have a guy at my church too who's been kind of the same way too with me too about certain things. And he checks on me from time to time and sends me things like this and to look at and read. In fact, he's the one that sent me about the whole Ephesians thing.
I'll tell you this.
Because I was saying something to him about something that was similar to it, and he goes, "Read Ephesians 6:12, and then you'll understand about something." I think I was referencing to about something about, you know, the evils and the bads and, you know, the conspiracy or something like conspiracies or something like that. I don't know what it was. I don't remember the conversation, but he just referenced instead of something and said, well, he said, hey, check out this, and then I read that. That's why I brought it up tonight.
No, like, and it makes sense. So,
yeah.
Because, like, when it comes to Mary,
mm-hmm.
when it comes to, okay, I'm just gonna be.
Pause that for 2 seconds. Jay, don't answer that text. Nothing good happens after 11 o'clock.
Thank you, Jay.
What?
Hmm?
You didn't hear Jay's phone go off?
No.
Mm-mm.
The look on his face, like, what? Jay, anything that happens after 11 o'clock is not worth it. Okay.
No.
It's 11:30. You sexy motherfucker.
What was that?
I was adjusting my back pad.
Zoe
Hey.
Deschanel. What's that song by Zoe Deschanel? I'm not sure. 11:30 booty call or something like that. From that movie, Yes Man.
Okay, you know what I think would be fun, and this is just me talking shit right now because. Press report. So this is just me
I have
talking
an
shit.
I have an empty Whataburger cup.
Definitely not empty, and I'm not even.
Mental
close to
illness.
going to- Dude, I love Whataburger. Wait, is Whataburger a mental illness or am I a mental illness? Now I'm confused.
Oh,
We're all
Whataburger,
mental illnesses.
that's a Texas tradition, baby.
Hey, wait a minute. How about that wild red? How about that
No,
wild red?
Dr. Pepper. Dr.
How
Pepper.
about no? Listen, that's the HEB wild red, sir. This is big
Oh,
red.
that red soda. Oh, that's the hand-me-down Big Red.
If I was drinking that hand-me-down Dr. Pepper, it'd be that Dr. B, bro.
Dr. B.
Love me some
Hey,
Dr. B.
Hey, I love me some Dr. B too, man.
I'll fuck
Yeah.
up some Dr. B, bro.
That's what you gotta do, man. Buy a couple bottles of Dr. B and then get you half a dozen of eggs. Your total out the door. Your total out the door is $20. Two items.
Yo, not even joking, dude. I went to Brookshire Brothers. All right, so like I don't know if you know this. I'm not living in BCS anymore. I haven't been living out there for like 2 years.
Right.
So I've been living out in Magnolia, bro. And the closest store to me is a Brookshire Brothers, which I know has just recently made a resurgence in BCS.
Mm-hmm.
My motherfucking ass walks up into Brookshire Brothers today, and I spent $10 on literally 2 packages, 4 rolls of paper towels, and 2 boudin balls from the deli. And I spent $10 on that shit.
Yeah, I know. Like our grocery thing now, it's like we're spending about the same amount of money either just eating out or going to the store. You're paying the same thing. Like tonight, I think I spent $35 at Whataburger for me, my wife, and my son. We would have spent the same amount that just for eating tonight if we go to the store.
Hey, no shit, bro.
That's how bad it is. And then my mom keeps bitching about us, like, "You're eating out, ate too much. I'm eating out too much." It's like, yeah, you know what? The only difference is, well, I said the difference is the only difference between that is at least my kitchen is fucking clean because I don't have to do dishes and all I gotta do is throw trash out. But you know, we're still the same amount.
The 2 or 3 nights a week that you might fucking eat out, like,
Mhm.
oh my
That's what
fucking
we're doing,
god.
like 3 nights. Yeah.
No, dude, that's how me and her are. So like, fucking Mary and I, we both had bariatric surgery, the exact same fucking bariatric surgery. We had that shit in the same fucking time frame. Our bodies are completely fucking different. But the one thing that we do consistently is we eat at home. Now tell me I'm not having this conversation with you with the same financial struggles.
So,
And I have my vices. My vices. That's my vice.
Yeah, and my mom's like, you know, and I think my wife's like, my mom's like, well, yeah, I don't think so. I think you're mistaken. I was like, I'll tell you what, I'll prove it to you. I'll spend one whole week eating out, and then a whole week eating, you know, from the grocery store, and I'll show you, compare. I said, I'll even buy the standard items, nothing, you know, nothing premium like even generic or standard stuff. I spent more money at the grocery store in a week than I did eating out. By like $48.
Yeah. And I'm interested, Sierra. What about you? Yeah, I know, right? Holy shit! I know. You thought. I've been sitting here watching the whole time, reacting to all kinds of shit. You were taking your medicine. You were freaking out the strange.
So creepy.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Believe it or
that
not.
That sounds so creepy.
Yeah. Hey, wait.
You got Silent J over there.
Wait, you want to sound crazy? Hold on.
I already sound crazy, so I mean.
I Sierra.
Jesus fuck Christ, Cody. What the fuck?
Any thoughts?
What was the question?
Even any thoughts over there, Silent J?
What was the question?
I don't even know. I'm concentrating.
What?
He's in a competitive game.
She said, wait. She said he was in a cum game.
No, I said competitive.
He's in a cum game.
Cody, she said competitive.
I know what she said, but he was in a cum game.
He's pretty competitive.
He is competitive for sure.
Cody, what was the question that you were about to ask?
2, 1.
Honestly, I fucking forgot.
God fucking damn it, you fucking shits.
Like I said, the timing between the live chat and the stream is perfect. I say something and they go, okay, countdown, 3, 2, 1. And as soon as it happened, it was right on cue. He started shaking his head like
grocery store and fast food.
I will say this. And you're gonna think I'm a dick for saying it, but I'm gonna fucking say it because fuck you all. This is how I feel. After all the ventures I've been through, I love you, but fuck you all. I would be willing, Mark, to capitalize on your idea of doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Only under the consensus that I can bring Sierra, Jason, my wife, Alan, or anybody, Robert, anybody on that I want to bring on, not to back me up. Even if they defile everything I say, I'm cool with it. But just for my own sheer comedic sake, I get to bring on whoever I want so I can play off of them.
Yeah, that's fine. Like I say, just as long as we're all consensus that we all, are okay with whatever we discuss and talk about. No one takes offense to it or gets defensive.
Done. And I gave you my phone number because you sent me that badass car earlier, so I'm gonna definitely.
What did you think about that?
That was fucking awesome!
It was in my FedEx parking lot, okay? I saw it the other day. I just had to do a double take of it. I said, what in the giant Firebird redneck bullshit is this?
Look,
like, really?
What if I told you I was 110% already thinking about fucking lifting up the Mustang and doing some shit like that?
I mean, it's an 84 or 82 Firebird Trans Am, and lifted up on a freaking tires and vehicles that should have been
My buddy. I grew up, dude. I grew up on a cattle ranch. My buddy Justin Pack, his father
just finds it all. Hopefully, I can see Discord.
His father did nothing but put lifts on random ass vehicles. He put a lift on a Bug, on a 1981 fucking Bug, and I rolled. And I couldn't believe it. And I grew up with this dude. So when I see sports cars on lifts, I get excited because I would rather put my Mustang on fucking 30s with a 5-inch lift with a V8 engine than put that motherfucker on lowrider spokes with a V8 engine. Because I know which way I'm making it out of.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, I just sent it to you, so hopefully you understand what I'm talking about when you see
What the fuck?
That's what I said. I was like, what the fucking fiber redneck bullshit is this?
Alright,
so, one of my biggest, dream is to fucking own and drive a hearse. It's like a personal vehicle.
I have to ask this question. I'm showing my phone at 11:38 at night. Do you guys see that it's me and my wife?
Yes.
Without changing it, you already see it's me and my wife on my motherfucking phone.
I don't even have to look to know.
There you go, Jay. I'll show you what we're talking about. So check your Discord when you get out of your competitive game, or your cum shot game, or whatever you call it.
God damn it.
Reaction in 4, 3, 2, 1.
Did he do the eye roll? Tell me he did the eye roll.
No, he didn't do anything. He did react. Damn you, Jay.
Well, now he knows you're waiting for it, so. But no, one of my biggest things that I'm annoyed with when it comes to auto insurance is that you can't have a hearse as a personal vehicle or insured as a personal vehicle.
Yeah, not anymore. You used to be able to, not anymore though.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking stupid.
Because there used to be this guy here in College Station, Jay, or Cody, I've probably seen him before. He used to be a guy who used to roll around in an old 90s style hearse. Kept it pretty well.
But, I was complaining about it. I was complaining about it in my training class, auto insurance. And at one point my TL jokingly told me To get over it. No one wants to drive a hearse as a personal vehicle anyway. She was joking. And just picking on me back like I was picking on everyone else too.
Cody, do you remember the guy that used to drive the hearse around the Brown station?
The next fucking day, or not next fucking day, the next few hours after I had gotten done with my work, I saw a hearse in the parking lot of a fucking Portillo's.
Support your local bombardier.
And immediately I had a double take and back up, took a picture and sent it to my team lead like, see, I'm not alone.
Yeah.
And she just texted me, it's like, only you would be able to find someone that's driving a vehicle. Only you.
There used to be a guy, I was trying to think, maybe Jay or Cody knew about it. There used to be this guy, I think it was like early 2010, between 2010 and 2015, he drove it. It was hurt. It was kind of broken down a little bit. It was kind of beat up, but it was well maintained and everything on the outside. And then he even had an actual casket inside of it. Of course, nobody was in it that we know of. But you know,
Totally put a fake dead body in
This
there.
motherfucker was listen.
you know what I'm talking about, Cody?
There are two people I remember in Bryan College Station. One, the guy who rolled around in the Israeli Subaru who had
Yeah, I remember that.
trailer hitch to the back. I remember
Yeah,
that.
with his
motherfucker.
foil.
Me and
art.
him, I liked him.
Yeah.
Me and him were like straight up. Me and him were friends. No bullshit. Me and him were friends. I actually really liked that guy, and I actually fought somebody for that guy one time.
Yeah, I remember that. He used to park over there by the old, where the probation office or parole offices. Yeah, he used to park over there.
Bro,
Yeah, you roll by there, and he started building that tinfoil art. It was so funny.
do you remember? Okay, I don't know if you remember this, but there was the.
Why you reference that?
Oh,
What
not
she felt.
Clipper.
I can tell she has a question. Okay, basically, like, he was building this tinfoil because apparently somewhere along the lines in the Jewish, Hebrewish, like, legend or prophecy, supposedly about when the apocalypse or the end rapture comes, the earth's gonna be flooded with fire and lava and blood. And he thought that if he built tinfoil that it would float all over the lava and fire so he could survive the pits of hell.
It's like a potato, dude. The fuck?
I know. So that was the theory he had. That's why he started building it.
That's a dumbass theory, though.
And I'm telling you, he was dedicated to it. I mean, he was big. He was a good size. I mean, he was like a what? What was it, like a 12-foot trailer, Cody? How big was it? Like a 12-foot trailer he had?
Oh shit, probably like a 10-foot trailer, but his fucking
Yeah.
hatchback that he had, because he had an old school. It wasn't a station wagon, but it was.
Yeah, it was a
old-
Subaru, the old station wagon. Yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
generic version of a Pinto. Yeah, I know. I remember it.
Basically, and he had that bitch decked out. Like I wouldn't doubt if the trailer itself was a custom built trailer with the way
Yeah.
that he rolled that bitch around
Especially
town.
on that thing, yeah, he had that thing decked out. He had all his Jewish symbols all over it. Oh yeah, I remember. He used to roll
I
around.
don't mean custom built from just the visuals, but I mean custom. Like I wouldn't doubt if this dude paid somebody to build him a trailer.
Yeah, probably did.
Plain and
So.
simply, that dude was impressive.
Yeah, he
But-
was. I mean, yeah, it was
I
kind of
did.
weird, but you know, it was like I remember that. That
I
was like
would
one
vote
of
for
those
that dude. straight up.
traditional. I know that was one of those historical traditional things of Bryan College Station that just gave it its historical like generic. You know, it was like, you know, it was unique.
I buy
Now
that.
it's like,
Oh, goddamn Geo roly poly bitch.
but I knew there was a guy with a hearse, but I just don't know whatever happened to him.
Do you remember? Because I know who you're talking about, but that's the problem. Based like from my perception of Bryan College Station, I remember the ones that stick it on my head are the Israeli guy and the homeless guy named Virus.
I remember ours.
Virus, I'm not in BCS that often. I'm really not. I think I'm there. I think like last year, end of 2022, bro. I think I moved out here to Houston. What 2021?
Yeah.
I was in College Station 3 times last year. 2 of those times were to pick up drugs. Like, I'm just being honest.
No.
Like, the other time I went because I wanted to go to Post Oak Mall, and then I
What's
realized
left of it?
I didn't even.
Dude, okay, for 20, 2022, I was delivering in the mall. That's where I was. So if you were in here in 2022, I was at the mall. I'm not over there no more, but yeah, that mall's dying, dude.
I was at the mall like in 2022, especially toward November and December. I spent a lot of time at that mall, and I will say this because bro, when Ethan left GameStop in the mall.
Oh man, Ethan. Yeah, I know Ethan. Yeah.
That's all I have to say. You already know where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say. And I'm until this day, I still talk. I still message Ethan. Me and him still talk until this fucking day.
Wow. Well, next time you tell him I said hi.
All right, folks. All right, folks. That's it for me.
All right, folks.
We will see you tomorrow.
Hopefully
Streamlabs will stay up and not go down like it did tonight, but we'll see.
Damn, Streamlabs dropping the ball.
Good night, everyone. We'll see you then.
Hey.
Good night.
Good job.
What about us?
Good night.
What about us? You know what happened to the Pixel thing?
Most of the Pixel guys aren't here, so.
Mark.
Well, there's still me and Cody.
And Alan! Oh God, I thought he left.
Alan.